Next up, at UFC Vegas 76, we have the main event of the evening. We have Sean Strickland, everybody's favorite white trash boy, taking on Abus Magomedov. Sean Strickland, 26-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, and he's coming off that really busy win over Nasruddin Imavov. He's taking on Abus Magomedov, 25-4 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that super quick win over Dustin Stoltzfus. This is an interesting.
Not that week.
I was going to say he was.
No, not that week. That's my favorite stat for lock of the week. Is Dustin Stoltzfus is 1-4 in his UFC career, and his one win was when he was lock of the week.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
It's a curse, the lock of the week curse.
And that was like he didn't wrestle Dwight Grant until the very end. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? And finally picked Dwight Grant over his head, slammed him down, won the 3rd round. Boom.
Great, yeah, what a nice trip down memory lane that was. Sean Strickland, we all know him at this point. I like to call him a blue-collar striker. He just walks forward, throws punches. They're not loaded with power. He's not turning his hips. He's just coming forward, just straight-out punches. Not really incredible head movement, just nice volume, good forward pressure, and he just will not stop. He's just not going to stop coming forward. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because he actually has solid defense. You'll see that here in the...
It's just very subtle.
Yeah.
He just sticks out and they're just subtle, parry.
5.76.
It looks like me on Fight Night back in the day. Ooh, I was good at Fight Night back in the day. You play that? Okay. The boxing game? PS2?
Just a little bit, not too much.
Ooh.
I'm a little older than you, so we were more Nintendo 64, and then by after that, you're a little too old for video games because I'm not a dork. Sean Strickland, that insane volume I just showed you, almost 6 significant strikes per minute, fantastic takedown defense at 85%, and he's coming off that win over Nasruddin Imavov where he landed 182 significant strikes, and he had a takedown. And we talked about earlier with the Ariana Lipski and JJ Aldrich that both things can be true. One fighter looked good and one looked awful. Nasruddin looked awful in that fight. He did not look like himself in that fight. The Nasruddin that fought Chris Curtis looked much better than the Nasruddin that fought Sean Strickland. He's taking on Abus Magomedov. Abus is a powerful guy, versatile striker. He's got wrestling in his back pocket as well. Really sneaky power because he never looks like he's throwing big shots, but when he connects, people are just down. He's really long. He does a great job using that length to counter. And what he does a great job of doing is just keeping people at the end of his strikes. He's going to throw everything from tight hooks to looping. He's just can be a little bit hittable, but we haven't seen that so far yet in the UFC because the stats I'm about to show you are absolutely insane. He only needed 7 strikes to put out Dustin Stoltzfus in that fight. This is a super, super tough fight to pick. The odds are starting to tighten a little bit. This graphic was done this morning. I saw somebody in the live chat say that Abus is down to plus 125. So that's
126.
Okay. So it's starting to tighten a little bit, and that makes sense to me because Sean Strickland isn't amazing at any one particular thing. He's very busy. He's super tough. He's never going to back down. He's just going to keep moving forward, being busy and tough. That's who he's going to be. So if you can circle well, if you can keep him at the end of your punches, if you want to try to back him up, if you can take him down, the forward pressure doesn't matter. And I think Abus can do those things. Depends what he wants to do, but I think he can do those things. I think he can defend against that forward pressure by circling, by working in takedowns. He's dumb long. How tall is this dude? He's 6'2", but he's got a 78-inch reach, and he uses it well because he likes to lean forward, nice long stance. I like Abus. What?
My reach is 75 inches. I have very long arms.
Congratulations. You scratch your knees standing up. I think Abus gets this done. I got a small money line bet at him at that plus 145. And maybe I just have some bias in me where I think Sean Strickland's a little overrated, but I think Abus gets it done. I think there's just too many tools in his bag where Sean Strickland only has the one, and it's just forward pressure and volume. Where Abus can work towards other things if he wants to. He's got the OV in the last name, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some wrestling. So I think Abus is going to get it done. Well, I'll say this last piece after. What do you think, Jakey boy?
I almost went into like the full Booty, booty, booty. Somebody said Bubba Sparks all day. Then I said, booty, 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 rocking everyone. Bubba Sparks, what a fucking legend. Are you too old for Bubba?
No, I remember Bubba Sparks.
I bet you do. So Sean Strickland is a guy that we know what he is. And Angelo said exactly what he is. I mean, he is just that kind of sparring, boxing, plot forward, throw the jab, throw a couple combinations, walk you down and kind of wear you down. And this is I almost see this exactly like the Phil Rowe Neil Magny fight. I said, if Phil Rowe just stays at distance and boxes guy, Neil Magny wanted to do one thing. That was put his back against the fence, engage in the grappling, the clinching, and work those positions. And Phil Rowe, for whatever reason, fought the fight that Neil Magny needed for Neil Magny to win. And that turned into the most Neil Magny fight you've ever seen in your life. The same thing happened in that Imavov fight. Imavov came in and fought the Sean Strickland fight. I believe that Imavov was thinking, oh my God, 5 rounds. I know this guy can go 5 rounds. He's going to have pace. He's going to have pressure. I need to pace myself. I need to kind of work my combinations, but stay at space and really kind of pace myself for 5 rounds. And if you try to outpace yourself and outpace Sean Strickland in a 5-round match, you're probably not going to win. Just like if you try to engage in the clinching with Neil Magny, you're probably not going to win that fight. And the good news is, or what I believe the good news is for this fight, is Abus Magomedov is not going to try and pace himself. He's not going to come in there and just slowly spar and throw a jab out against Sean Strickland and dance around and think, oh my God, he's got cardio. I'm going to try and win a decision. He's going to go in there and try and knock his fucking head off. He's going to go in there and either get a takedown and control that or knock his head off. And against a guy like Sean Strickland, that's what you have to do. You can't fight Sean Strickland like Sean Strickland wants to fight. You can't just spar this guy. He's too good. That's what he does literally like 24/7. He's just sparring. So if you get in a sparring match, you're probably going to lose. But I believe that Abus is dynamic enough and dangerous enough and has enough power to get in the face, kind of slow Sean Strickland's pace and pressure down, get him working backwards, and then Sean Strickland just turns into just kind of a normal guy in that type of fight. But if you want to just pace yourself for 5 rounds, you're probably going to lose. I don't think Abus is going to do that. I think he's going to get in his face, find the shot, and Sean Strickland could be getting exposed here once again, kind of like that Bejeda fight. But I'm going with Abus here. I don't feel super great about it, but just because Sean is, he gets people to fight him the way that he wants to fight, just like Neil Magny, man. They just do it. I don't know why, but they do it. I'm going Abus.
They trick you into think you can beat him, do it. That's all it is. Neil Magny tricked Phil into, hey, you could out-grapple me, and then he couldn't. And then Sean Strickland tricks people into, hey, you're hitting me a little bit. Couple live chat comments on the stats here on Abus. 22.11 strikes landed per minute. That is what the UFC does. He only landed 7 strikes. He has only landed 7 strikes in the UFC. They take that number, they see how long did it take to land 7, and then they do the math to say, well, this is how many he's landing per minute. So he hasn't even landed 22. That's just a calculation. They do the same thing with takedowns. If you get 2 takedowns in a minute, well, they're going to be like, well, this dude is landing 30 takedowns per fight. And then the 0 strikes absorbed per... Yeah, that's correct. He was not hit. 0 strikes absorbed. Done.
Poor Dustin.
Yeah, that sucked for him. $8,500 in DraftKings, $7,700 in DraftKings. You do get 5 rounds here. If you like Sean Strickland and you think he's just typical Sean Strickland, take a look at what he's done in that Jared Cannonier fight and in the Nasruddin. Take a look at what he's done in those longer fights. And if you like those numbers and you think he wins, throw him in your lineup. I like Abus to win this fight. $7,700. I'm going to go on that side. I'll probably have him in my lineup, get him in a little bit of a discount. You going to have him in yours?
I will say for premium, you're probably going to enjoy this. We did get a line very early on the Abus side. I mean, you can't get any more, so I don't mind saying it. It's inside the distance decisional action. I got that at plus money. Was it plus 20? Is that what I got it at? Something like that? Do you know what that line is right now? And we got that early for our premium members. And I think that's a good bet. I think that he can, maybe, I guess with 5 rounds, Sean Strickland could finish him late with some TKO or something like that. But I think he's the more dangerous guy, and we've seen Sean Strickland just kind of pitter-patter for 5 rounds. I got it for plus 120. That line now is minus 160. So
I got it at minus 120 maybe 10 minutes after you. So it moved quick.
Become a premium member today. It's only $10 a month. Oh, by the way, Fight Talk only. My bad this week. Early card. Rebus thing I think threw me off, but he does Fight Talk only, does all those Twitter. I always send you those compilations where he tags a bunch of people, then puts them in. A lot of fun. Sorry about that, buddy.
Cool.
Well,
We won't
he
pick some
asked
Tom.
you to do it, but you're gonna ignore him.
He said he's tagged me in it. I've never seen that shit, but yeah.
I've never seen it. It's super disrespectful. He literally is like what you want the community to be. He's like the great example of like community. We're not like against each other. We're all just kind of part of the same atmosphere. He brings us all together. He makes a nice little graphic for fights. So follow Fight Talk Only on Twitter if you guys don't already. Good guy.
Do you have a sponsorship on the side or something?
No, he's a good guy. I'll shout out good guys.
A little sketchy. WeOwnPicks.com, become a premium member. We're good guys too. Support us. And if you want $50, I will support you. I'll help you feed your children. I'll help you buy those extra costumes in your Fortnite video game, whatever the hell you people do with this money. I'll send you $50.
They're called skins.
I'll say, yeah, there it is. He knew. I'll send you $50. All you need to do is go to wewantpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners, and I will send you $50 as a thank you.